It could have went either way. I mean, they had a couple good bounces. I mean, we scored the goal with arguably probably 0 seconds on the clock. We had the bounces. They had the bounces. They just came up with the last bounce and kind of, I guess, the last laugh, and ended up winning the series that way.
I think the big message that we took away from it is we have to play 60 minutes, not just in the playoffs, but at every game leading up to it. You know, the whole season, you play 28 games to build those kind of habits, to play a full 60 minutes, to, you know, not take your foot off the gas, to learn how to close teams out.
It's fair to say that the Ryerson Rams deserved a better fate last season. They were one of the top teams in the OUA last year, filled with talented and decorated players. The Rams spent all season surprising some of the top teams in the country and headed into the OUA playoffs with a head of steam. After a hard-fought series against the Western Mustangs, the Rams fell in the second round once again, this time to the York Lions. This marked the third time they've been eliminated in the second round in as many years.
I think the big issue in that series was we stopped playing hockey for about 10 minutes in game one. We had a 3-1 lead, I think, going into the third period, and yeah, I mean, our legs kind of just fell out from underneath us for 10 minutes. I think they got 3 or 4 quick ones, and evidently they took game one.
Teams in the dressing room last year, we were a special team. It's one of the better teams, closer teams that I played on, and it was something that we should have just capitalized on. We had a good team in the dressing room that we probably could have pushed through York and then ended up in the finals there. But at the end of the day, you just gotta kind of respect your opponent, I think.
The thing with playoff series is they're short, and the amount of mistakes is obviously going to be a big difference. So I think we may end up making more mistakes than they did in the 2 games. So, but I think being a bigger team is going to help a lot. It helps throughout the season. That leads into the playoffs where guys are more fresh come playoff time, which is really important.
The team this season, however, is motivated to not let their past determine their future. After an offseason filled with new recruits and the return of many key players, Ryerson is already being considered as one of the best teams in the OUA this year, and the players know that this might be their year.
Kind of have a new identity, I guess you could say. Like you said, we got bigger, we got stronger, but I think we're still a fast team, offensive team. I mean, we got a lot deeper up front and on the back end too, and even in goal. I mean, we have 3 goalies that arguably could be starters on some teams, so it will be interesting to see and actually define one strength as a whole.
With the women's volleyball team winning nationals, I think every team should strive for that accomplishment, and I think every year we're just hoping to make it to nationals.
I think we had a great team last year. You know, we went down to UNB over Christmas, took them to overtime 1 game. So I think we proved to ourselves last year that we can compete with those powerhouse teams. And I think we improved our roster over the off season this year. So for us to prove that to ourselves last year, and now having a better roster, yeah, I think we believe that we're fully capable of making some noise this year.